guys, this is Xavier with Notebooks.com and Gotta Be Mobile. I'm here with Oliver Bussmann from SAP. SAP, for those that you aren't familiar, is one of the largest tech companies in the world. It's not a household name because they don't make consumer goods. They make the software that runs the biggest companies in the world. But Oliver is holding a Kindle Fire, and I use my Kindle Fire for watching Netflix and playing Angry Birds once in a while. And what are you doing with that then?
Yeah, as we here, invited to talk about consumerization of IT, we saw the Kindle Fire coming up very strongly in the marketplace with, I think, 3-4 million devices already being sold. We thought about this is not already the number 2 in the tablet business.
Right, behind the iPad.
And then we thought, it could be potentially, 2 years ago, everybody thought about that the iPad is a consumer product and will never be used in the enterprise.
But you bought a few iPads.
Yeah, we have 14,000 iPads.
14,000
iPads. We're the second largest user of iPads in the enterprise business.
So 14,000 iPads. You have how many employees?
We have 54,000 employees.
So I mean that's still a small portion, relatively small portion. There's a potential for having.
I don't know. We are adding every month 1,000 tablets. So ask me by the end of the year if we can reach maybe 20,000. I don't know. But right now the demand is pretty high.
Now I've been to your offices. Now you use ThinkPad notebooks and tablet PCs, and it's not one size fits all. You have people using small F series, people using large T series, and everything in between. So the tablet, are you thinking something smaller is the right tool for some reason?
Yeah, maybe. The tablet definitely has. I think there's a coexistence of ultrabooks, laptops, and tablets right now, until we find a solution to manipulate or change documents, PowerPoint, Word, etc. So people, if they're going on a business trip without changing any documents, I think the tablet is really good. And the moment you have to do something, I think the ultrabooks is the alternative. On the other side, a lot of people have both because for information consumption, the tablets are super. So I think that's something that we always look into. What are the alternatives to the iPad? And what we came up the last few weeks, we worked really heavily together with Samsung, how we can enable Android devices in the corporate business.
I mean, so all these devices are things that I have in my living room, and you're talking about using these for running SAP business.
SAP business. That means we have now the software to, like we do with the iPad, we manage mobile devices. We have a mobile device management tool, Afaria, fully supporting now the tablet, the Samsung tablet, and also the smartphone. So it's full control of the device at any time. So from security and device management, we are there. And we have the first apps already ready, also business analytics, business collaboration apps that are running on the device.
So talk about some of the apps. Now, first thing that pops into some people's minds when they hear the word apps is something that's single task, a couple of taps, and that's about it. What are some of the apps that you and your clients use?
I think we have different categories. The number one is this business intelligence. We have dashboard reports available that you have access to your financial data, your sales data, combining also with the probability to access real-time data.
Now, when you're talking about this data, how much data are we talking?
It's huge. It's huge. There's no limitation because we have now the technology called in-memory out there that we pump 3 terabytes of customer relationship data into that appliance and make the outcome, the analytics, available on the iPad. So we can drill down into our multi-billion sales business and see how is the business doing in China, etc., on your iPad.
So it's not the family budget. We're talking about things that movie content, right?
So it's really serious business that we do. It's a business analytics, workflow related, customer relationship management to manage your customer relationship, HR application, shopping cart approval. So there's a variety. Overall, there are 50 mobile apps already in the App Store. If you go to the iTunes and search for mobile apps, SAP AG, you'll find a nice app that will give you an overview about all the mobile apps that are available.
So let me ask you another question. Is on your table you have 2 different versions of Android. You have Android phone, iPad. How are businesses going to decide on which devices, or how are they going to manage all of these devices? It used to be pretty simple. A CIO would get one kind of laptop, one kind of desktop.
Yeah, I think first of all, I think because we are also now developing the next wave of mobile apps, so we are also Android-based. So the developer community then need Android devices. So we need secure devices. So that's the number one push for us also too. The other thing that I discovered is that the Samsung Galaxy S2 is a nice alternative to the iPhone.
Yeah.
Lightweight, from the form, also the apps. We have now the apps also on here. I don't see such a big difference anymore. Price-wise, this is very attractive from my perspective, and I think people are considering using that. So it's all about empowering our people, giving them the choice, giving the same user experience they have in their personal life, also in the corporate business.
Because it's flipped. Before, you would never have a laptop at home. You'd go to work and work with your laptop.
Yeah.
And now it seems it's reversed. As people might have 2 or 3 devices at home.
Yeah.
And still at work, you maybe have an old cell phone and a laptop. So the worlds are seem to be merging.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the reason why with our mobile device software, we allow also personal devices, iPhone, iPad, being
So if my boss Oliver won't buy me a new iPhone,
Yeah.
I can just go buy $200
Yeah.
and bring it in.
bring it in and you sign a consensus form that we can manage that, and then in that moment you have access to the corporate resource.
So what's your employees' response to something like this?
I think it's good. We started in September. We are, I think, far over 500 devices already managed by the Cyber Safari mobile device.
Because one, especially with the Android, is you might prefer the S2 and I prefer the Galaxy Nexus, right?
Yeah, in that moment, the key decision factor for us is if we allow a new device, is it supported by Afaria, which is our mobile device management tool? Because we don't want to invest in building up the interfaces for remote management, and if that device is fully supported, then I'm happy to bring it in, because then we can use our central team to manage them.
So what are you doing about these devices? Again, going back to the old IT, when you bought a ThinkPad, you knew it would be around for 3 years or 5 years.
Yeah.
These things, it seems like they're coming out every day. There's a new device. So is turnover an issue in corporate IT these days?
I think definitely. I think the life cycles are shorter than 5 years. Usually, you have a corporate laptop; it takes 3 to 5 years. And now with the investments, product cycles with the iPad 1, 2, and 3, I think you see shorter cycle. I think more towards 2 or 3 years.
But in a big enterprise, 3 years from now, we're not going to see the original iPad around. It seems like people are going to have to make investments to keep up with these.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's an ongoing demand, and a device maker that will come up with a new functionality, maybe from the interfacing, like a Gesture Connect functionality, will define a new marketplace, and this will generate a new demand for that.
So what's a perfect device for what you use? What devices do you actually use today?
I think what I'm using right now is for reading all my documents, news, financial data. This is the iPad is the best for me right now. I have a BlackBerry for quick emails, checking emails, etc.
The keyboard still
The keyboard, because I love to reply, and therefore maybe depending on my size of fingers, that's a driver for that. But I think I'm heavily considering now also the Galaxy S2 definitely, and I think what I experienced the last 2 weeks using the tab from Samsung is that all my favorite apps besides the SAP apps are also available here.
So it's time for you guys to hurry up and get your developers to work.
Yeah, I think it's coming definitely, and what I'm saying is from a form factor is pretty cool. I think that's something that I definitely consider going forward.
Well, we hope to see you soon, and you probably have a few more devices in this next.
And by the way, the Kindle, by the way, it's not, as I said, it's not enterprise ready, but our apps are running on Kindle. That's pretty cool that a company like SAP can be so innovative that saying, hey, SAP runs Kindle Fire.
Well, thank you very much, Oliver.
Thank you so much for having me.